Hala Madrid, Tio. The fanbase is in full delirium mode this morning. We are talking scenes, we are talking people losing their minds on every platform. We are talking fans who were questioning everything 2 weeks ago, now declaring this the greatest generation since the Galacticos.
And look, I get it. Real Madrid went to the Etihad and won 1-2. They're through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. The emotional whiplash from the Getafe loss to this moment is genuinely something to behold.
Vinícius Jr. scored twice at the Etihad, Maria, twice, and now the internet is absolutely on fire. One fan posted, quote, "I will never doubt Vini again for the rest of my natural life," which, to be fair, is exactly what we said after the last time he did something like this.
The Vinícius discourse has done a complete 180 overnight, and that is very on-brand for this fan base. 3 weeks ago, people were calling him inconsistent, questioning his decision-making in big moments. And now, he's already sent a message to Bayern saying, "A por ellos." Bold. Very bold.
And you know what? I love it. That's the Vini we want. That's the Vini who shows up at the Bernabeu in a Copa de Europa night and makes the opposition look like amateurs. Madre mia. The way he corrected that early error, because look, he did make a mistake early on, and then came back and delivered a doublet. That's a big game mentality right there.
That's the thing fans are really latching onto this morning. Not just that he scored, but how the night unfolded. He made an error, the kind that in previous seasons might have rattled him, and instead he just responded. Multiple fans in the comments are saying that's the mental growth they've been waiting to see from him.
And now Bayern Munich is waiting in the quarters, and Vini is already talking trash at them publicly. I mean, venga, I am here for this. The fan reaction to that quote has been wild. Some people love the confidence. Some people are going, "Vini, please, let's not tempt fate." Classic Madrid fan split.
Honestly, the Bayern draw is a whole other conversation, but right now, let's stay on what the fans are actually celebrating, because there's a lot to process from this win. And the biggest thing outside of Vini's goals? The Rüdiger and Guardiola moment, which, I have to say, is generating an almost absurd amount of joy in the fan base.
Que barbaridad. This is the content people are living for. Guardiola, at the final whistle, apparently started blowing kisses at Rüdiger, and Rüdiger had clearly said something to him. The clips are everywhere, and fans are treating it like a piece of fine art. One comment I saw just said, "Rüdiger is the only man alive who can make Pep Guardiola look like the petty one."
And Guardiola's post-match comments were dripping with irony. He said, "Congratulations to Real Madrid, and to all of you," in that very dry way he has when he's clearly not happy. The fans have absolutely taken that and run with it. There are memes. There are many memes.
Rüdiger, Tio, this man is a gift. He is not just a centre-back, he is an experience, and the fans know it. Every time there's a bit of needle in a big match, Antonio Rüdiger is somehow at the center of it, and I genuinely think that brings a kind of energy to this squad that you cannot buy.
What I find interesting analytically is that Rüdiger and Huijsen partnered together at centre-back in this match, and that pairing is getting some serious credit this morning. Fans who were nervous about the defensive setup without Militao and Asensio are now feeling a lot more settled. The numbers from the two legs against City suggest that backline held up under serious pressure.
Okay, but we have to talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the manager in the room, because the fan sentiment around Álvaro Arbeloa right now is something I genuinely did not see coming when this season started. People are comparing him to Zidane. To Zidane, Maria.
Specifically, the phrase being thrown around is "Faili Zidane." And the argument is that, like Zidane, Arbeloa has this calm, almost unflappable quality that transmits itself to the players. He said himself after the match, quote, "I wouldn't have believed this a few months ago," which is remarkably honest.
And I think that is why fans are buying in. He's not standing up there pretending he had this all planned from day one. He's growing with the team in real time, and somehow that authenticity is landing. A few weeks ago, the forums were calling for his head, and now they're putting him next to one of the greatest managers in club history, only at Real Madrid, Tio.
I want to be careful here, though, and I think the smarter fans are too. Zidane won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. The comparison is flattering, but it's also very early. What is fair to say is that Arbeloa has navigated a genuinely difficult injury situation, got results against City over 2 legs, and the young players are clearly thriving under him.
Thiago Pitarch started at the Etihad last night, a youth player, starting in a Champions League knockout tie away at Manchester City, and the team won. That is an Arbeloa story right there. The guy trusts his players, and it's paying off. Fans who were screaming about the lack of experience in the squad 3 weeks ago are suddenly very quiet.
Which brings us to the next uncomfortable truth the fan base needs to sit with. The injury list is still significant. Courtois is doubtful with his back, Militão is doubtful, Asensio and Mendy are out until late March, Ceballos until April. The depth is being tested every single week. The Atletico Madrid derby is in 4 days.
4 days! Atletico! After a Champions League away match! Madre mia, the schedule is genuinely brutal. And the fan mood about the derby this morning is interesting. It's like the city high is so fresh that people haven't fully pivoted yet. Give it 12 hours and the Atletico anxiety will start creeping in.
Atletico have Griezmann, Julian Alvarez, Sørloth, Lookman. That is a serious attacking lineup. And with Courtois and Militão both doubtful, the defensive questions don't go away just because Rüdiger had a great night. Fans should enjoy this absolutely, but the derby is coming fast.
You know what's funny though? Even the usually pessimistic corner of the fan base, the ones who are always waiting for the other shoe to drop, even they seem to be allowing themselves a moment of pure joy this morning. One fan posted, and I quote, "I'm not going to mention the derby until tomorrow. Tonight belongs to us." And honestly, respect. Respect that man.
That's the right energy. Celebrate the City result because it was genuinely impressive. Winning at the Etihad in a knockout tie is not a small thing. And then tomorrow, we start the Atletico conversation properly. There's plenty to dig into on that front. But today is for Vini, for Rüdiger's petty genius, and for Arbeloa quietly making believers out of skeptics.
Hala Madrid, everyone, we are in the Champions League quarterfinals. Vinícius is already calling out Bayern, and Rüdiger is out here making Guardiola blow kisses at him. If you'd told me all of this back in February when we lost to Getafe at home, I would have said you were running some very optimistic simulations.
We'll be back tomorrow morning. And yes, the Atletico derby conversation will have officially begun by then. 4 days, a massive injury list, and the most heated fixture in Spanish football. Should be a fun one. Vamos, and we'll see you at 7.